Let's talk hockey, because Ireland have made it into the World Cup quarterfinals. They've beaten India yesterday by goal to nil, built on their win over the USA in round one. It was a deflected shot off a penalty corner, beaten now the 7th and 10th ranked teams in the world. Ireland themselves ranked 16th, the lowest in that group, and the first time at the World Cup for 16 years. So that's the context. I'm delighted to say that forward Nikki Evans joins us on the line. Good morning to you, Nikki, and congratulations.
Good morning, Adrian. Morning, Owen. Thanks for having me on.
We're delighted that you'd take our call this morning. Congrats, as I said. I was watching back your chat with Cliona Foley and off the bench just a few weeks back, and you were sort of discussing prospects for the tournament, that sort of thing. I'm not sure, as I said, you were the lowest ranked team in the group going into it, so I don't know how many others expected you to go through. Did you guys expect to go through?
Oh, listen, we always knew that we could come here and get out of our pool, which would be a top 3 finish, but to have qualified for the quarterfinal after 2 games and still have a game to spare is just, it's absolutely incredible. I'm so proud and delighted for the girls that everyone is bringing their best version of themselves to compete on the world stage and just showing what the Green Army is all about. And yeah, we're absolutely delighted.
How much did you discuss before the tournament, or what the sort of goal was, or where you'd like to get to? And conversely to that, have you had discussions already about that having changed at all, or where's the mindset generally at?
Well, I think our mindset was key to getting those performances and to getting 2 wins for us. We were in a tough pool with world number 2 England, world number 7 USA, and world number 10 India. So we just treated each game like a cup final, and we did our homework on the teams and knew the game plan, and a superbly executed PCA yesterday from our sharpshooter Anna was the difference. And she'd been practicing it for hours and she hadn't missed one the day before, and I just knew yesterday that she was going to score. And it's just about a matter for us going out there every game and executing the game plan with a smile on our faces and enjoying it. There's absolutely no pressure on us over here, and now that we're into the quarterfinals, that gives us an extra 2 days rest. We don't have to play a last 16 game, and I'm not sure many teams will want to come up against us in a knockout game.
It's obviously your first appearance in the tournament from an Irish perspective since 2002, and obviously being so close to home, there's a decent Irish support over there as well. I presume it's been an incredibly enjoyable tournament so far. Oh,
listen, it's just been absolutely unbelievable. We're just trying to enjoy every minute of this incredible journey that we're on, and the atmosphere has just been brilliant. The games have felt like home games. We've had so many people over from Dublin, from all around Ireland, and you know, the Irish, no matter what sport it is, they always bring their best crowd and bunch of supporters to support any team that's competing. So we've actually been overwhelmed by all the support from home and from London. So it's been absolutely brilliant.
You mentioned, Nikki, about the treating every game like cup final, like the maturity yesterday to have scored the goal early on and in very untypical Irish fashion to be able to close the game out after that. How much did you discuss that sort of thing, like the opportunity to get ahead and then actually hold on to the lead?
Yeah, well, yesterday I think it hit 39 degrees pitch side at 2 o'clock yesterday. So it was energy sapping conditions out there. We played India a couple of times over the last few years, and we know that we've gotten results against them, and they're a top class side. They won the Asian Games, ranked number 10th in the world. So we knew at times yesterday that our backs would be against the wall, but that togetherness and that spirit that we have in our team, it was bodies on the line yesterday, and we just knew that we could get the win yesterday, and just so proud of all the girls and absolutely delighted to be heading into the quarterfinals.
So what do you do just within the tournament itself? Obviously you haven't beaten the USA and then India. Like, in terms of celebrating that sort of stuff, obviously there's a fairly quick turnaround of games. I'm assuming you're not all out enjoying yourselves too much, that you have to press pause on that a little bit for the minute?
Yeah, we just enjoyed the moment yesterday with friends and family after the game, and back to the hotel to rest and recover. And now we can go into Sunday's game against the old enemy, England, in front of a sellout crowd of 16,000 people with no pressure of needing to get any results. So that would be another fantastic day for us, no doubt.
Yeah, and a huge amount of pressure on them, obviously, to make the crossover, as you said, the last 16. But so, like, what does that mean from an Irish point of view, Nikki? Do you think, is it a case of trying to rest some of those frontliners and keep things fresh for? It looks like maybe potentially India again, if I'm right, potentially in the next phase. So, what will be the play come Sunday evening?
Yeah, listen, we'll prepare for the game like we did for USA and India and do our homework and make sure that we know the game plan inside out and ready to enjoy again the challenge on Sunday. And we want to keep our momentum going, keep our performances high and keep building as we go into the latter stages of the competition. And I'm sure that Sunday is going to be a fantastic experience, and somewhat strange that England, world number 2 and current gold Olympic medalists, have to come out here to get a result against us.
It's interesting that you mentioned doing your homework there, because it was very striking to me yesterday, particularly charging down opposition penalty corners, that a lot of video analysis had been done. I don't think that kind of comes as a matter of luck, especially holding on and not conceding a single goal. Like, I presume that there's been a lot of video analysis done on every team that you could potentially face now.
Yeah, absolutely. With the way the tournament is formatted, it gives you the opportunity to review each games and then prepare for the next game. And I mean, we spent hours looking at the key players for India on the set pieces yesterday. Their drag flicker, she's one of the best in the world. And some of the blocks yesterday that we had on PCD were just absolutely outstanding. And a key moment in the game when O'Flanagan went to video referral on what could have been another short corner and won the free out for a dangerous ball, having run it down superbly. It was a big moment towards the end of the third quarter. So, yeah, it just doesn't, results like this don't just happen. And the girls, we've been doing our video analysis on the games with the staff and really honing in our game plan, and everyone has known it inside out. And I think that's why everyone seems so relaxed and confident in the walk out of the tunnel with smiles on our faces and people knowing what their job roles are, and it's just about going out there and enjoying the moment and executing the game plan. Yeah,
like, and if you take that on the flip side now, to what extent do you feel that other teams will be able to figure you guys out from your first 2 games and in terms of how you've executed things, particularly on set pieces?
Yeah, I mean, teams will certainly maybe do a little bit more homework on us than they might have before coming into the competition. And the set pieces are a big area in hockey that can win you games, as we saw yesterday. And getting your homework right on them, and you're always trying to get one over on the opposition as to which set piece you're going to call, or setting them up to do one thing, to do another thing. Or sometimes it's just, if your set piece is that good, you will score it.
So, I mean, the big question, obviously, Nikki, is how far this group can go. What are you thinking?
Listen, anything's possible. You know, now that we're through to the quarterfinals, it's a knockout game. It's just a matter of on the day and doing our homework. We'll continue to prepare as we are and continue to enjoy every minute of this competition. We've been knocking on the door of world hockey for the last couple of years, and we've gotten some big results in the past, but maybe just faltered at the last hurdle. And now to get here and get to the quarterfinals, like, it's absolutely incredible. And we'll just give it everything we have. It
is incredible. It's an incredible journey, an incredible story. I mean, given that, I think it was the back end of last year that you guys were still looking for a sponsor, and obviously Softco have come in, and you're well branded this morning as well, so well done for that. But there was a lot of discussions at the back end of last year about the sponsorship aspect, and I know, like, there was a suggestion that some of the players would have to pay a 500 odd quid levy to make this thing happen. And that, I mean, like, in that context, what you're achieving at the minute it's remarkable.
Yeah, listen, just, I mean, while we're speaking about it, a massive thank you to Softco for supporting us and for believing in our team before the competition had even begun. And it's absolutely incredible to have that belief, and people who have, Susan had played hockey herself and has been at all the games, and we're just so grateful for everything that they've done for us so far.
Yeah, well, listen, best of luck. I mean, it doesn't matter what happens against England, right? So we're sort of, it doesn't matter one way or the other. The old enemy, it's not lost in us that you did call them the old enemy a bit earlier on, so maybe that's good context. But good luck on Sunday, and good luck in the rounds after that, and hopefully the journey isn't done just yet. Nikki, thanks a million for taking our call.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, thanks a lot. That's Nikki Evans live on the line there from London. One of the great stories of the Irish summer, it has to be said. It's, I mean, as I said, in the context of everything that's gone on about how they were scrapping around financially to try and make this thing happen, it's none of those other nations would have been doing that. It's incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. When you look at kind of the professionalism as well in hockey, and as you say, the huge money that goes into some of those other sides. Ireland, the only non-professional side in their pool. Like England, of course, made up the vast majority of that team that won gold for Great Britain in Rio in hockey. So like when you looked at that game, like being completely honest from the outset, you're like, God, they have to get off to a good start here, because the last game is going to be so tough, and even before that, it could be viewed as a group of death from an Irish perspective completely, and to actually be going into the England game with nothing to play for, not even the possibility that they might get through but not get the relevant seed, like in terms of finishing first or second, that it's all guaranteed for them now, like quarter-final place guaranteed. And I think just looking at the potential teams they could play, like obviously they can come back and play any of the teams that they've already come up against. And I think it's Korea, China and Italy then in Pool A, who will of course go in with the second and third place teams in the round of 16. So there's 6 potential teams to look out for at the moment.
Italy or India were 2 of the teams that I'd seen that were highly possible for them, apparently. So
okay,
the body of evidence is there that they can beat India, obviously. So we'll see how that goes. As you say, like it's a lot of these players are also holding down full-time jobs, which is an incredible thing. And Nikki herself is playing in Hamburg, and will go back to, I think it's like a 50-50 job split essentially in the new season, where she is a lawyer, so she'll spend 50% of her time doing that and 50% of her time being an elite athlete. And I guess that's probably pretty much as good as it gets for that group. As I said, a lot of them actually holding down just full-time jobs.
Yeah, this is the greatest achievement in the history of Irish hockey. Like it can't be overstated. It is absolutely huge, and for them to do it, because like when you think about the sport's been around, Irish hockey's been around for 125 years or something, and at every point in the history of the sport, that lack of not being professional wouldn't have been as pronounced. The more the game gets commercial, the more globalised it becomes, particularly in the likes of this part of the world, especially after Team GB winning gold in the Olympics, the more that professionalism becomes pronounced. And that just hammers home the scale of this achievement, that they've cruised through to the quarterfinals.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how, like, it has happened before in, you could call them niche sports before. Obviously, the Ireland men's cricket team on a number of occasions have had these sort of spikes of success, and like, I think you could positively at this point reflect on that as having been the start of a successful trajectory for that team that's now resulted in them playing full test cricket, obviously. You just hope that there's some sort of a plan in place. The difficulty is that I don't know that anybody could have foreseen, if it was the back end of last year that they were scrambling around for a sponsor, that anybody could have foreseen such immediate success. Like in that context, it's hard to go, well, if we get to the World Cup and we do quite well, maybe we'll put these growth plans in place. I think it's probably caught a lot of people by surprise.
Yeah, I think the argument against it being a flash in the pan is obviously the quality that's gone in terms of coaching, in terms of the way they think about it, like bringing in like psychology and all that sort of stuff into the team. Like without being a fully professional outfit, they've got more professional off the pitch. And then, like, say you look at the sport in general, and on the very same pitch, the Irish men's team won bronze in the Europeans before, and then qualified for their first Olympics in decades and decades and decades. So the sport is trending upwards. This is, of course, this is a great team, quite possibly the best Irish hockey team we've ever seen, but that's as a product of everything else. And you do feel that this isn't going to be an outlier, that this great team is in the middle of a run of great teams and the start of something potentially even better again.